Hi guys, that's us from Leave Only Footprints again. I'm Sven.
I'm Izzy.
At the beach today, something different.
Yeah, second video. Let's see if it's going to be as embarrassing as the first one.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, we're at the beach and we thought we could tell you about one topic that came up a lot when we started telling people what we're going to do. And the most commonly asked question was about a really dry topic.
Oh, seriously? We're gonna go that deep now?
Yeah.
This kind of low level?
Yeah.
Okay, I keep that in mind. Be prepared. I got some of these kind of jokes for the next video. Actually, she's right. It's a dry topic. We're talking about dehydrating food today.
Yeah.
Padam!
Yeah, when we started.
Okay. Get on with it.
When we started telling people what we're going to do, nearly everyone asked about what are you going to do for food? People will go for multi-day hikes, most of them buy pre-packaged dehydrated meals. Actually, I have to admit we never tried one, because from our first multi-day hike on many years ago, we already bought a dehydrator. We've got many reasons. First of all, we just like homemade food. And especially the cheaper packages are highly processed, and even the cheaper ones, they start with like $20 or something.
Yeah, and if you look into the higher quality ones, they easily range up to $50. Fine for an overnighter, fine for a multi-day hike. We are 4 people and that thing will take us about 5 to 6 months. Try to calculate that up. It's not feasible, not at all.
And about our blog, Leave Only Footprints, the amount of packaging that just comes through with single packed meals. So many reasons why we invested in a dehydrator.
For that it's important to know each single portion is one dinner for one person in these pre-packaged meals. So you've got 4 plastic bags for each day, just for the dinner.
Many reasons. So, what have we been doing for multi-day hikes and what does it mean for Te Araroa? Dry topic, just lots of facts. Now I think we're lazy, I have to admit that. And we
Which
heard
is
of
quite funny for what we are planning to do.
we heard of
that's
people
a different thing.
who have all these beautifully made different kind of dinners that they dehydrate. That's not us. We want to keep it simple. We also saw lots of people asking questions like, where to start? Where can I find recipes? Again, we're too lazy to do that, so we just looked up the basics. First of all, we're vegetarian, so first information we found was if you want to dehydrate meat, that involves a lot more work and thought. We have no idea about it because it doesn't apply to us.
Never did any research on that.
So all our information we're giving now is about actually vegan dinners, because our dinners are just naturally vegan. That's just what we like to eat.
There's no meat or fish in it, and we don't use dairy for just regular cooking for dinner or something.
No idea if you can dehydrate eggs. Never looked into it.
No, I never.
So that's just
So
important to know.
if you want to go into dehydrating meat or anything, I hate that phrase. Do your own research. But no, basically that's exactly it. You need to do a lot of research into that topic to cover that.
Even more important, or probably related to meat or fish, you shouldn't dehydrate anything that contains fat. So you can't cook anything even with a drop of oil, or avocados, something like that. It's possible, but it just won't last as long. Our oldest meal that we ever ate, that we dehydrated ourselves, was 2-3 years old, something like that. We ate it. We're still alive. We didn't get a stomachache. So if you dehydrate it without any kind of fat, it lasts a very long time. What was it? Meat, fat, and yeah, the longer it sits there dry, the more flavor it will lose. So when we cook it, we add more spice. So just with these three things, we started dehydrating.
The longest we had on the shelf
I
sitting.
already said that.
Ah, sorry, I was busy with the camera.
Now I lost it. So obviously, 5 to 6 months long walks, a little bit different than, hey, we might go for a walk in a couple of weeks, like for an overnight, let's dehydrate something. So we started actually 6 months ago.
Daily.
Nearly daily. There were
Nearly
some
daily,
breaks,
yeah.
like life happens. So
Yeah, life happens. You're lazy again, even about that.
but yeah, you could say like maybe half a year we cook extra, dehydrated it every day. Big vision, but we just did it while we cooked our daily dinner anyway, so it wasn't too time consuming because we were in the kitchen anyway doing our dinner and just
Yeah,
cooked
it's just
something extra.
two pots more.
Yeah, so what did we actually cook now for the Te Araroa? Keep it simple. We decided for 2 meals. One with pasta, one with rice. Pasta dish. Over the years we dehydrated lots of different kinds of pasta. Best one, thin fettuccine, broken down to pieces because they take up the least room in the backpack. And
They dehydrate the best.
Dehydrate the best.
And the rehydrate also the quickest.
You might wonder why not buy some quick cook pasta, maybe even on the tray that just added to what you dehydrated at home, so you don't need to do it all that.
Highly processed.
These kinds of quick cook noodles just don't give you the same kind of energy. You can Google it, like it's about good carbs or bad carbs, or like how it releases the sugars or something like that.
Tons of information out there.
In our blog entry about that topic, there's a little bit more information. Links in the description. So this is why that wasn't an option. So real pasta. What else is in the pasta dish? Always red split lentils, basically cooked to death. Just gives it a creamy texture, and honestly I don't want to taste lentils every day. I like them, but I don't love them that much.
Exactly.
So if you cook them to death, it just becomes like the creamy sauce and doesn't taste like lentils anymore.
And still an amazing protein base to have in there on a daily basis.
And then there's tomato paste, just for like a tomato sauce kind of dish. And then we just put in it whatever we had on the day. Carrots, mushrooms, celery, sweet corn, capsicums, you name it. Whatever was in the garden, whatever was in season and affordable.
Or discount somewhere.
The rice dish always had quinoa in it. And other than that, same thing, carrots, mushrooms, blah blah blah, whatever was there. What we discovered while we cooked these enormous amounts of food, our dehydrator has six trays, and depending on what it is, you can fit 4 to 6 portions in it, and it depends what's in it. If you have bigger things like chickpeas, beans, broccolis, anything that's a little bit bigger, you can only fit 4, and we thought, heck, this is more than half a year. So we dehydrated chickpeas, beans and broccoli single-wise, because if it's not within a dish, you actually don't have that problem that you can't fit so much in it. But if you have like a broccoli or chickpea like coated with the sauce, with a pasta on it, it just doesn't dehydrate very well and so thick. But if it's just that one thing, actually works. So we dehydrated it separately and added it to the dish, to every portion later when it was dry. So we've got protein covered with the chickpeas and beans and all the other vitamins and broccoli and all that. Yeah. Dehydrator, 6 trays. And if it's the complete dish, put it like centimeter, maybe? It's about a centimeter thick.
Maybe a little bit less, but
And we
good
dehydrate
estimate.
it for like 12 to 15 hours. Just overnight.
And better leave it on 2 hours longer than you would think. Dry is basically dry. You can't over dry that. That's totally fine. We always have it like an hour and a half longer
Yeah, when
in
you
there.
think it's dry, just leave it on, just to be sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't overdo it.
That works just fine.
Yeah, you might wonder, like, 6 months of food without any kind of fat. We will take a bottle of olive oil with us and add it when we rehydrate it. So you've got that covered too.
Same goes for some curry powder.
Yeah, so we cook everything with more spices than you usually would.
Right, double to triple the amount of spice.
But we have no idea, like after the dehydrating, we put it all in big containers and big bags and all together, so it also mixes if it has one day you cooked it with capsicum, one day you cooked it with, I don't know, courgette or something. If you put it all together, it mixes so everything is in everything. That's our idea, to mix it up. Yeah, but we will take some curry powder and soy sauce with us.
Some veggie
in
stock.
case we have an older one with no flavor at all.
And you can just pep that a little bit up.
Yeah. Also mixes it up so it doesn't feel like eating the same two things for a couple of months.
You can just one day you use the soy sauce, next day you don't. So you can have quite a variation out of just 2 dishes.
Yeah, so far we didn't
That's the
have
plan.
it.
That's the plan. We will keep you updated
Yeah, we will
during
see.
the trail if that works out
Maybe
or
we
if that was a
will.
shitty idea.
Maybe we will do a video after a month like, man, another 4 months with the same shitty food.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, who knows?
What else? How do we know that it's actually good? The next morning when you open the dehydrator, we had that a couple of times unfortunately where you put it on too thick. You can smell it immediately. Like the next morning when you turn the dehydrator off, take the trays out.
Yeah,
If it didn't work,
it's actually a quite sour smell immediately.
you will know.
Yeah, you will know. And sometimes it can just be one of the trays. Just one of the trays, you take the other 5 out and they smell totally fine and tasty, it's okay. And as soon as you take the next one out and now you smell that immediately.
So
Which is a good thing.
that's
So
really good. You don't want to discover that on the trail and
exactly.
sit on a London toilet for 2 days.
No.
Not a good idea. What else? It's just might be interesting.
I think that's basically it. So
We
will
have it on
just-
60 degrees.
yeah, that's right.
Always have it on
60 degrees.
We used to have it on 70, but we found it got really, really crispy. And we just like it better at 60 degrees. It should be, the minimum should be 55. Otherwise it will take ages and you can't trust it. If it takes too long, it might already go off in bits. But if it's a minimum of 55, the bacteria can't start growing.
So yeah, we could basically. No,
I've got some
Okay.
more. Our dehydrator has metal trays.
Yeah, that's right.
So food would drop through, not when you do like pieces of fruit, but the home-cooked meal would drop through. Dehydrator came with sheets to put on it.
But they were like
cooked
rough coconut
So you
material.
would never really clean them.
That's fine if you do like fruits or something. That's totally fine, or chickpeas and all that. But as soon as it gets a little bit more saucy, that like crawls into the sheet, and
Didn't trust it.
I'm worried you can't just properly clean that off.
So we bought
Don't trust that at all.
Some baking silicone sheets, cut them to the size of our dehydrator, and they fit perfectly. Just silicone sheet, just any baking silicone sheets, no problem. rehydrating it. It's basically the same than store-bought dehydrated meals. Put water in it. Hot water is faster than cold water.
Yeah.
How long? I have actually no idea. As long as it takes us to set up our camp.
Something like that, yeah. That's a good estimate. As soon as we arrive at camp, at least the few times that we've done it now on the multi-day hikes, that was always the same. We arrived at camp, that's mostly about 4:30 So you just start building up the camp and at the same time already have the dinner out. It soaks.
Heat it up.
Yeah. And then you can still play around with the time, how quick you want to have it.
Yeah, how crispy, or if you
heat
want
it
a
up.
slimy piece of mush.
And if you add come on, if it's a pasta dish, I don't know about rice, but if it's a pasta dish, if you add more and more water, you could even have kind of like a soup.
Yeah, that
So
turns into a tomato
that's
soup.
totally up to you.
We said
Whatever
at the
floats your boat.
beginning- said at the beginning, no recipes. Only thing over the years that differs a little bit from like a normal dinner dish that we cook is try to do it dry, like it's like a sauce, like it's a pasta with tomato sauce with stuff in it. If I wanted to eat it on the day, I would add some water or milk or whatever liquids to make it more creamy. We don't do that when we cook specifically to dehydrate it.
No, you
because
adjust that while we hydrate it.
the more liquid is in it, the longer it takes. So we try to cook it as dry as possible. Yeah, the smaller you cut the pieces, the better it dries.
Yeah. And the better it also rehydrates, uncrispy.
Sometimes it's nice when there's a crispy bit, like sometimes
Yeah.
it's surprising when there's a really crispy
Yeah.
chickpea in it. But yeah,
Gives you something to chew on.
that's the dinner. Probably make another video of how we pack it for the trail, how we pack it in the backpack. I think that's a very long video to talk about now.
But
At the end of this video, we will add some snippets of what it actually looks like.
how we prepare
how we
the
do
whole
it.
thing.
So, yeah. Overall, our tips for dehydrating, if you're thinking about it, if you're scared, sure you can look up specific dehydrator recipes, but I dislike recipes anyway, because you always look at them and like, don't have that, I don't want to go shopping for this one thing that I will never use again.
And they start with pre-preparing this or this bit, and that only takes like 2 hours before I even start cooking.
So just the simple pasta, rice, sauce that you like, all the stuff that you like, spices that you like a one-pot crock-pot meal. This is what it is, and it will, without any kind of fat and without any kind of meat, it will work. If you want meat in it, do your research. Yeah, I think that's it.
Basically it. So let's jump to
What
how
it
to
actually
prepare
looks
it.
like. Here we go, an example of what we cook. As we said before, not a cooking channel, it's not about recipes. This is just an example of how simple it can be, what to cook for the dehydrator. Today I simmered in water, this is what we always do. There's some carrots, mushrooms and leeks. It's just what we decided today. There's some tomato paste and the dead red split lentils. Salt, more than I would usually use. Pepper, more than I would usually use. Some paprika powder and some oregano that we dried from our garden, and now we get it wet and dry again. I just left it like that so you can see what it actually looks like. This is what I meant beforehand with being dry. Like, if there would be kind of a dish that I would cook for today to eat straight away, I would probably put some kind of liquid on it, but for the dehydrator that's counteracting.
It's so sad that we can't capture the smell. It might not look like that, but it actually smells really tasty.
There you go. There's the mush. And
Of
here
course,
our
we've got another pot of pasta.
broken fettuccine.
I just wanted to say, could you pick up one, please? With that spoon.
I can try. There we go.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's basically the size of it. Okay, there we go.
Goes all in one big mush. So actually, all the spices and the flavor is on every bit of the dish when it's dry. This is how the flavor sticks to the dehydrated food, to the pasta and the veggies. And yeah, when it's dry, we're gonna add some beans or chickpeas and some broccoli.
That's happening later on.
There you
Like
go.
sometimes we just keep it now for a month or two stored away, and then once we get to the point to have chickpeas and broccoli and all that ready, then we just mix it up into other bags or containers with whatever we want to put in there.
There you go. I think I got everything. These are our dehydrator trays, as we said. They're metal, but it would drop through. And these are the silicone baking sheets that we cut to the size. And by now I always use the same spoon, because by now I know how many spoons for approximately sit on it. Oh, there's a bit not covered in the sauce.
No, something that you will always discover while doing it.
There we
Happens
go.
all the time.
And let's spread it over the sheet. As we said, about a centimeter. Need some more. What we didn't mention before, some people ask about vacuum sealer afterwards. Again, can only comment on vegetarian or vegan food. We never used the vacuum sealer. It's totally fine without. As we said, all this one was like 2 or 3 years old. It was just in a container or Ziploc bag in a dark cupboard, airtight, and was totally fine. So no extra waste. There you go. I've punched some little holes. Actually don't know if it makes a difference.
You actually can't
But-
see any holes, but that's all right.
I feel like gives me the feeling of the air can go around the pasta. I don't know if it's actually true. And this is our dehydrator. We decided for a square one. There are many round ones out there. We read somewhere that square ones dehydrate more evenly. No idea if it's true, you can't compare, but I do know that some people told me, like people who dry the herbs from their garden, what we do as well, ours take like 6 to 8 hours, and they told me they need like 15 hours. So maybe it's true that the square one is more evenly. But because the air comes actually from the bag, what we do like halfway through, usually before we go to bed, we take them all out and we turn them around, because it's very visible that at the back it dries much faster than in the front.
And also the top one and the bottom one dry faster than the middle ones, so we
Swap them from top to the middle
While
and from the
turning them
bottom
around.
while we turn them around anyway.
Yep.
It's just a minute before we go to bed, just to make sure that it dries more evenly. And yeah, I'm gonna fill the other 6 trays. Gonna fill the other 6 trays, and
put them in
there's a little
there.
lid that goes there, and that's it.
So much for dehydrating.
15 hours later, dehydrator's off.
So that's what it actually looks like. Just doing that with one of these thingies now, that should be enough. I've got already my box here. There are like, I think 2 or 3 rounds already in there. And with the pasta dish, you can just funnily take it out like that. I always turn it around once, because if something is not good, you can already spot it with definitely white spots. It's like mold. Hasn't happened for a long time now, but just to double check. Then you just take it. If you wonder, of course, I'm not wearing gloves or anything. I washed my hands. Sure, who doesn't? But I'm only handling food for us, so that doesn't matter. And then you just fold it in there. That's basically it. And you just put the little bits and pieces in there on top. Let's take a second one. Quickly double check. Totally fine. Fold it in there, and you can already see they're quite jumpy. So what you need to watch out for, you just need to find that out by yourself. For the rice dish, a potato masher is the perfect option. You can just make it smaller, into smaller pieces, that's fine. If you try that with a pasta dish like this is so jumpy, you find half of the stuff somewhere in the kitchen, but not in the box. So what I figured is a small wooden piece like this, and then you just crunch it down. And that's already it. Done.
See you in the next video.